So Star Wars The Bad Batch is officially over. It finished on Friday and it's currently Thursday. So no, I haven't travelled a day in the past. It finished last Friday, it's now the next Thursday for me. So welcome back to the channel. I've been off for a week because I haven't had any videos I could make. But Bad Batch is over. So what does that mean? Well, I'm going to give my review and potentially even give a couple of theories down the line. So first things first, it was a very, very good series. It was done weekly from May 4th till obviously last week, which was a date that I cannot remember because, I mean, it's August, so yeah, I no clue what day it is, other than it's a Thursday. The only reason I know that is because I do kickboxing on a Tuesday and a Friday, and I have kickboxing tomorrow. Other than that, I would have no clue what day it is, or who I actually am. But The Bad Batch was a very good series. I thought the Clone Wars Season 7 animations was up there, the best animation I've seen. Nowhere near. The Bad Batch, the animation in it was like the best animation I've seen in a TV show ever. Like, sometimes you forgot that it was animation from when you looked at the visuals because they were just that stunning. Like, it seemed as if it was just done on a green screen. Like, it seemed realistic. But other than the animations, even so, it was still a very, very good series. I mean, there was a lot of filler episodes, don't get me wrong. I don't really agree with the fact that there was a massive point on Sid. If you watched it, then you understand exactly what I mean. Because there was about side missions throughout half of the series. I feel like instead of it being 16, 20-ish minute episodes, outlining the first one being just over an hour, but they could have just been doing with being 6 to 8 like 45 minutes to an hour episodes. Now, obviously, as a business point of view, that doesn't actually make sense for a animation. This being because, well, it doesn't make much sense. If they're doing it on Disney Plus, it works out like more expensive for them rather than more cost effective to spread it out over 8 instead of spreading it further out over the 16. Because if you've got 8, it means that people only really have to buy Disney Plus for 2 months, let's say. Whereas if they spread it over the 16, it's then 4 months or, you know, something like that. So yes, in a business point of view, it does make more sense to have done it as the 16 rather than an 8, but, you know, it would have made more sense and there'd have been, like, I think less filler episodes because those filler bits would have been part of a bigger episode with a greater point of view. So that's my thoughts on that bit, but, you know, who am I to say? I'm not a businessman. Unless, of course, you follow my channel linked down below in the description. Anyway, I absolutely loved the first episode. We saw Order 66 once again for, what, the 4th time? We saw it in Revenge of the Sith, Jedi Fallen Order, the Clone Wars Season 7, and yes, now Bad Batch. So it was great because this time we saw it from the clones' POV. We've only ever seen it from Jedi point of views. So that was quite cool. But there were so many plot twists out of the thing that made you keep on your toes. When you thought you knew what was going to happen, you actually didn't, unless it was one of the filler episodes, which were very, very predictable. The main plot twist being that of Crosshair. I've waited till now to make this video because I can now spoil it. So, number one, spoilers are ahead from now. So, I loved the fact that Crosshair said that he had his inhibitor chip removed on the finale. Or was it part 1 of the finale or part 2? I think it was part 2. I could be wrong though. I thought that was a great addition. It's like done what Season 7 of the Clone Wars did wrong in my mind. Because it shows that the clones did in turn make a choice. I know that with Captain Howser, I believe it was, he made a choice to, even with an inhibitor chip, that the Empire was wrong. Now there is a theory out there that the reason he did that was because the inhibitor chip is either losing its power after a while, which is how he managed to influence a lot of the other clones in that massive speech he did when he was captured. But it could also be because there was no Jedi on Ryloth. So when he did Order 66, which he would have done, he didn't fully do it because there was no Jedi to eliminate. He just did it to join the Empire. So that could be why it happened. So if there was a Jedi on the planet, then it could have turned out a very different story for Howzer. But the way it happened, he ended up disobeying Order 66 and in turn was captured. One thing I would like to add here is that Crosshair did a lot of killings. And at that point in time, I believe it was stated that he did have the inhibitor chip still when Howzer made a speech. And yet he decided not to shoot the clones. So it's not like he's not heartless. He still is himself. Even though he has either had the inhibitor chip at the time, or even if it was removed and it was his own choice, he's not a ruthless monster that killed the Jedi. So, in turn, he is kind of potentially returning. Now, Season 2 is confirmed to be next year, and I believe that's going to be right after the Book of Boba, or at least a little bit gap between the two, but definitely before Mandalorian, which is filming next month in September. So, I'm interested for that. But Season 2 has been led straight into it with Namasu, I think it was. Was that the scientist one? I can't actually remember. If someone knows any information about who it is, if I got the name wrong, then let me know in the comment section down below. If I'm right, don't worry about it. But, yeah, so she got led into, I can't remember what the planet's name was. I think it was the Waylands. I think it was the Waylands. Now, that was visiting Legends, and that's where Palpatine had his cloning facility, where he was cloned for the sequel trilogy, or Episode 9 only, because we'll get into that different video. But, yeah, that was where that was. So, her being, obviously, the main scientist in the cloning facility on Kamino, which is, rest in peace, he's gone. But, yeah, so she's going to lead straight into Season 2, where she's potentially going to be a cloner to create Palpatine's clone. And then we might even see Palpatine in the Bad Batch Season 2 assessing his clones. That might even be where Snoke came from, because obviously we know through Episode 9 that Palpatine created Snoke and was a clone. So I'm interested to see exactly how that works out. Because is it just Lama Su that survived, or were there other Kamino scientists that survived? I'd love to see more of them, and potentially even the Bad Batch trying to rescue her and the other Kaminos. Potentially. That might be a bit fun to watch. I don't really think that would happen, but that would be fun. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video. So if you have enjoyed, drop a like, subscribe. We are back at 155 as time of recording. But knowing us, we've dropped back down to 154, which I'm not complaining about. That's a very good number. So I'm probably going to make more Star Wars content in the near future, because I really like Star Wars. I like making theories, and there's a lot of news on Star Wars, and a lot of content. And it means I don't have to make up content. Win-win. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you have enjoyed, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Goodbye.